Greetings, Dumelang, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Moshe MC Matseke, and welcome to a podcast called JustMen4Men, a platform made for men to talk, men to have conversation, and for us to educate the young boy who's transitioning into a man, on what to avoid, what to expect, and most importantly, how to react to this tough life.
Just man
So,
for man.
obviously, your dad then played a role in your life. And listening to what you said at first, then your mom would be adamant to say, no. If your dad is saying we're not going, I will take you. Or anytime there's a chance, I will take you. So, if your father been that proactive when it came to religion, do you think that I would be sitting here with a Muslim man as compared to the Christian man that you are today?
Yeah, I'm sure it will be like that. I'm sure, because remember when you're growing up, what influences? In fact, let me say, our role models when we're growing up, they are our fathers and the mothers. Those are the first role models
Closest,
you get. You are here with them.
Closest to relate to, yeah.
You understand? So imagine, okay, fine, each and every time when I was growing up, and I was like, so one day I'll grow up to be like my father. And I loved his quietness, and I loved his peace. It's what I still maintain even up today, to say there are things that he taught me. But I'm also thinking, Uguti, if my mother wasn't there,
Sure.
maybe there wouldn't be Christianity.
Yeah.
Going on.
Yeah.
Because now he was I wouldn't say there was dictatorship in his leadership role, but he just wanted to preserve maybe the kind of religion where he was coming from, and
Sure.
what he with us,
Yeah.
because we are coming from his loins. Remember, we are sons,
Descendants of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he wanted, that thing to continue just like that. So yes, he had a major thing, but I think my mom now would capitalize on the part where he's now maybe going to drink his beer. He's not at home, and he'll come back maybe around 7, 8 at night. At night. So during the day he's not at home. So who know Uti Sambile Sontwen?
Yeah.
No one would know Uti we went to church. So just go to church, come back, and everything. So she would do that. And then I realized Uti, besides them culturing us, the church did also a major. So it was the major role from home, and then another major role that was played by the church.
Sure.
Right? Which then brought me to be the man that you're talking about, and you're talking about the Christian me, a believer. It was, I think my mom then, okay, fine. Then I still remember of a time, then my father came and said, okay, I realize, Uti, this is what you want.
Yeah. Okay.
The church thing. I will not stop you. Do whatever you feel like it's good for you. Then he opened that door for us later. But I'm talking of years and years. Now I'm grown up.
Yeah.
And I can actually take my own decisions. But I was happy to hear him as a father coming to say, okay, I'm allowing you. Because we had a lot of restrictions in terms of food. We couldn't even eat pork.
Pork, yeah.
We couldn't eat, there was a lot of, stuff that he didn't. And then, there is what we call halal, where the meat that you are eating, it should have been done by the Muslims, and
prepared in a Muslim way.
Exactly. So
Sure.
we had that kind of a thing, dressing at home. How do you dress? But over and above all, it was the part where culture was the main thing. Kuyahlonishwa abantu abadala, kuyahlonishwa abantwana. Respect the kids, respect the adults, respect everyone, because you don't know who's gonna help you in the future. He had that thing, and I'm happy because the two of them, my father wasn't that kind of a person who talks too much. But whenever he said something, you would feel it.
Sure.
And then my mom played the major role now in everything, because she was the one who would bring us
Closer.
together and say, no, your father doesn't like this. Your father doesn't like this. No, your father, if he sees you doing this, it's going to be bad. But so whosoever was now giving us information more about the father was now a mother.
The mother, sure.
You understand? So I feel like she played a major role now in bringing us to the knowledge of who our father was, and the people that we then became, even in our society.
Sure.
You see? So with that, it worked beautiful.
So what I'm taking from you now is that it's very important to grow up in a family,
Yes.
or in a home,
Yes.
where there's both the mother and the father.
Very true.
Because the father mentions the rules, or rather gives out the instructions.
Yes.
And then the mother then instills the instructions, and over time sort of like monitors that the vision is going according to plan.
I love you just like picked the word that I wanted to use, the vision.
Sure.
And then you just said it. I want you to see something. I think when God was creating man,
Sure.
the part that we then call man, or we need to understand, Uguti, there is a vision there. That was actually, from when we are born, we are growing, we are boys, we are growing. There is what we call a transition from being boys to men,
Sure.
and also from being a man to a father.
Sure.
But during all that, process, you are born with a vision. You then choose to drop it or to carry
Or
it
to
on.
pick it up, yeah. Sure.
It's your choice. And remember, what I'm talking about right now is what he was planting in us.
As your father.
As our father. He's there, but maybe during that time you're like, this Madala man, why is he bothering us?
So many rules, man.
Yeah. And some of them you would actually break them deliberately, like he would do whatever he wants. And then he comes back, hey. And remember, my father would just pour his anger to our mom.
Nice.
And then the dealings will come from our mom. Because my mom would just come and say, oh, okay, fine. So you love seeing him angry at me.
Yeah.
Then you know there was we had our orchard at home.
Yeah.
And then there was a mulberry tree. That was home. So it grows these good whips.
Yeah.
So you should just get one, and then
Back in Limpopo, they call it the Shambok tree.
yeah, imagine that, man. And then she would tell you, she wouldn't even chase you. She would like, okay, fine, I need to see you in your room.
Oh, in your office.
Yes. And then you just know what go be namhlanje. It's bad today.
Yeah.
And if you run away,
You're lalanga matumbu because the backside.
yeah, if you run away, make sure when you come back there is no pap. And you love pap like if you don't eat it, yeah, man, it's actually death to you. Sure. You love pap, and you're thinking, hey, so I'd rather get the whips, and then eat.
And then
that was the thing.
Yeah.
So we got punished, and the person who was actually doing all of that was our mom on behalf
of the father.
So my father would just come and maybe walk in a space. He had a workshop. What I'm doing right now, maybe carpentry as a hustling, it is because of him, right? So he would just come.
Major influence, eh?
Yeah,
sure.
So he would just walk into his workshop and remember, he didn't want us out there doing nothing.
Yeah.
For as long as there is nothing that you're doing out there, stay at home. Do gardening.
Yeah.
You find something to do at home. And I didn't understand what he was saying during that time. Up until one day he said, son, imagine, okay, each and every time I get here, I don't find you. I get here, I don't find you. And someone comes and say, your son did A, B, C, D out there. How will I say no? But imagine now I'm getting here, I get you, I'm seeing you in the garden. They come and say, you stole what? I'm like, what time are you talking about? Because when I got here, he was in the garden.
Sure.
When I got here, he was in the workshop. So I then picked it later that, this old man is actually protecting us from what is... Because 90% of the things that were happening out there...
Let's talk about interpretation. The fact that we don't understand why things are happening the way they do, but later when we do, we realize how that was protection for us.
Men, we suffer what we call peer pressure.
Sure.
Friends. I think if you were to be given a chance now to go back into your childhood, there are certain friends that you drop.
Sure.
There are certain things that you wouldn't want to do. There are certain connections that you don't want to even think about, and people that you met along the way that you just sit and say, that day I just wished I had stayed home.
Yeah. Sure.
Because with what I am saying, things were happening where I grew up. We would just go swim in those rivers and dams, and then people are dying there. Friends are dying there. And then my father's like, okay, I heard Uti, there is someone who drowned there. Were you not there? And you are thinking, I was there.
Sure.
And then you're sitting there, no, I didn't go. He said, you see what I always tell you about? No, we heard Uzmangmang stole something and then they are taken by police. Did you hear about that? And when you think, because during that time it's like fun, adventure, you trying to, there is an issue that then happened during that time, because it was like a bushy kind of a place.
Sure.
So we would love to go like out in the bushes there,
in the wilderness,
mountains, looking for wild fruits and all that
sure.
stuff. So with
and it's the adventure of being a boy. It's
exactly.
Yeah, you are a manufacturer. You are a creative
man.
Yeah,
it was so beautiful because I'm talking of a mountainous place. You get there, you are on top of them. You were seeing everything, the view you seeing. It was beautiful. We loved it. So we'd go far, maybe close to about 20 kilometers deep into the bushes.
Yeah.
We are young boys, remember. So we knew where we would get, this kind of fruit, that kind of a fruit. So we went. We were about 6, 7. I still remember that. That very, 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 very clear. So we got there, man.
All on your underwears, or you wearing?
No, we were wearing clothes.
Okay.
So we were going for the fruits, remember.
Okay.
So now it was actually down the valley. Now we're dropping out down, this mountain, because it was like mountains everywhere. So we went on maybe the 3rd or 4th mountain. So we're dropping down. We knew we now close there. So I was in front, Pela, because I knew where those,
yeah.
No, these other guys are like, no, guys, we're tired now. I'm like, but we're here. So I don't know what happened. The instincts. I think there is something that God just created in us that we ignore every day, the instincts. So when I'm down there, man, I just felt something like it was weird in that space. So when I stopped, so under those trees, it's like an umbrella thing. So they are very close to each other. Yes.
Sure.
So there is a stream, that is running down there. So they are actually green because of that stream. They're getting enough water and everything. So there's a black shed like an umbrella. So it's dark. It was in the afternoon, but it's dark down there. So I'm checking. I'm seeing about 4 or 5 cats. But the size of the cats now.
Yo.
They are big.
Yeah.
You can actually hear by the sound. Like that.
So it's the sound that made you conclude that they're cats, but the size was no.
Yeah.
No,
and remember also in this whole thing that is happening, these are just babies. So they really don't even know, Uguti, is it danger or not danger? You understand? So they're just going there crying, and then I'm just checking 4, almost the same size. They were this big. I'm like, what, cats? I'm like looking at the shed of, the body.
Sure.
I'm like, no, this can't be an ordinary cat.
As big as pigs.
Then, in that, remember, my eyes are still building up to be able now to see under what is happening.
Yeah.
So when I checked at the back, the mother was now standing, like posed
Ready
and
to
looking.
fight. Yeah.
Right? No, she wasn't like trying anything.
Okay.
She wasn't like posed, like to say, what is it that is? Yes.
Yeah.
That kind of a thing.
So observing.
So the moment I threw my eyes on it, it saw me. The next thing, I just felt like run. And imagine I'm down there. We are about 6, 7. We are down there. Man, I moved like I don't know.
And you are leading the pack.
I'm going back up. So these other guys are like, what? What? They don't. And then I heard someone saying, it's a leopard. That's the only thing. That's the last thing that I heard. I was already up the mountain. I wasn't even checking where I was actually stepping on. Men, you wouldn't even want to look at our legs.
Coming from there.
All of us. I still remember the only thing that then happened was we then dropped at a place where it was a village office where it was actually a police center. We had to sit there. We were crying.
Were you singing that song, He Lifted Me Up from the Deep Muddy Clay?
Man.
Never mind. Yeah.
You couldn't even sing that song. Those were screams. The guy, the officer was there, came out. What's happening? He's looking at us.
Mud everywhere.
Not mud.
Yeah.
I'm talking about thorns.
Also, you couldn't feel it because you were...
Imagine, okay, fine.
Sure.
What if you were trying to navigate and this thing is coming
Yeah.
after you? So you just hit the road.
Run.
It wasn't about even following the road. It
Run.
was just about escaping and saving yourself. That was it. We got there. None of the boys who were sitting there could stand because of the thorns. So there was a stand.
Anyone missing?
Sorry?
Was there anyone missing from the
No.
the boys you were with? There?
All of them came.
Sure.
So we are now crying. We're sitting there. So they had to carry us with the standby truck to the clinic.
All of you.
All of us. So imagine now thousands of thorns under your feet.
Yeah.
So you now then go back to what my father was saying. What if I not come back home? Because remember, to a leopard, I'm food.
Sure.
And during those days, I'm young. I couldn't stand there to fight a leopard. I would have, and whatever that then made the leopard not to attack us,
True.
nobody knows.
Because also the fact that you would stand there and look at the leopard and still try to make sense of the situation while you are there
Exactly.
shows how young and naive you were.
Exactly. So now you go back again and to say, did all of the things that he is saying to say stay at homes, these are some of the things. So now it's only when you are because right now, okay, fine, that's if we're sitting here, I can actually narrate to the things that then happened after being warned.
Sure.
It's now making sense because now I'm mature.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so that old man was protecting me all that time, eh? But during that time, I thought he was actually depriving me of my rights.
Interpretation, bro.
To go back there, I need to be with friends and enjoy with friends swimming. And then friends are drowning and dying.
I must pick up the wild fruits. I must know